once again, apologies for the internet crashing during the direct. However, I will be speaking briefly on the direct itself, which, if you were unaware, there was a direct about 20 minutes ago. It ended, and it was about Animal Crossing, and it looks good. All right, I believe that ends my show for tonight, so see you guys later. No. Listen. There were some things I really liked, being most of it. And then there were some things that I didn't like. Now, right now I'm hang on, let me get this up for you. Right now I have Nintendo's YouTube channel open, but they deleted the okay, there it is. Okay. Never mind. I was looking for this a few minutes ago and it just wasn't there. But okay. So I'm just going to skim through this. I'm not going to sit here and react to everything because that's, that's not my style. But I will talk about this. First of all, just graphically, it looks beautiful. I shouldn't have to tell you that. That should be, without question, that it looks great. Sorry, I'm still a little bit getting over the frustration of my internet going out. I'm very salty about that. But I'll get over it eventually. After I call Fios, or not Fios, Xfinity. I don't have Fios. I tried to get Fios, but Fios was like, no, we don't exist in your city, even though they did 2 years ago. That's beside the point. So let's see. Graphics are great. I love the crafting idea. I do prefer buying furniture, so it's good that later on, somewhere around here, we do see, Nooks Nookington. Is that what it's called? Nooks Nuke Shop? Nooks Nuclear Wasteland. Nope, that's Fallout. Got nothing on the name. Nook's Cranny? Nah, that's not it. I will say the patterns. I like how there's the QR on the patterns that you can once again do. I feel kind of awkward commentating this right now because I have to go over everything, and it's like I just watched this. Listen, it's Animal Crossing. I'm gonna love it. Scorpion looks very deadly. But I'm saying a lot, which means the commentary is poop. So here's what I'm gonna do instead of whatever this shit is that I'm streaming for you. Let me talk about my concerns instead. This mobile app is my concerns. I know that it's not really that bad to use the app. However, what you will see here is the keyboard. So what that means is your in-game messaging is tied to the smartphone device online. Unless they just didn't show it and it is there and I just didn't see it. Or They just didn't show it, I guess. This means that if you wish to communicate with your friends and you don't happen to have Discord, let's say, okay, so this is sold like a kid's game, right? So let's use that as an analogy. Let's say your nephew, who's 8, okay, doesn't have a cell phone unless he's spoiled, but let's say he doesn't because he's a normal child. Your nephew who's 8 doesn't have a cell phone, and obviously your parents don't let him have his own computer if he doesn't have a cell phone in that respect. So you want to play with your nephew. You want to play this game with them. You can run around and do stuff when you're doing it online. But if this is tied to your mobile device, sorry there, kid. Your parents decided they didn't want to spend $1,000 on you. Which, yes, I know phones do payment plans, but I'm looking at the long term here. Your parents didn't want to spend the $60 a month or however much it is to pay off a phone. I actually don't know because I haven't bought a phone for that very reason. I have a phone, but luckily for me, it was gifted to me. So, and I've had this same phone for like the last 5 years. I refused to upgrade because I just refused to pay this. But what's stupid is if you don't have a phone, that means potentially you just can't communicate with your friends online at all. Maybe. Now, granted, this is all based off of theory. I haven't played the game. It is possible that this will be in the game. Let me see if the cell phone here. Maybe this is it? Maybe. Okay. Now that I'm looking at this could potentially be the messaging app. It would make sense, but here's what leads me to think right away that maybe this isn't that, because there's a little notification here, right? Why would you get a notification of sent messages unless, maybe that's a new quality of life thing because, your chat message disappears above your head after so long, right? So maybe this little notification, you can click this and you can see all the past messages and then send messages. Maybe that's how it works. If so, that's cool. If not, once again, I'll restate that this is concerning. Maybe not terrible, but concerning. I think the QR is great because obviously the Switch doesn't have a camera. So it just means that you get to not have to redo all of your custom designs if you want to carry them over. That's nice. I like that. Best friending. That was a feature in New Leaf. I'm very happy to see that randos can't fuck with my bushes, but Melvin, if he wants to, play this game with me on my stream, which we will be best friends if he does have this game, Melvin can feel free to fuck up my trees, but, just some rando from the stream can't. I'm actually very okay with that because at least I can, go turn his dresser slightly 45 degrees in his room because we live together. And, that'll be my rightful punishment for axing my tree. However, Buttslayer74 from chat probably is going to get away with it. I guess I could ban him from chat, but he didn't say anything wrong in chat, so he just came and fucked my trees, that's all. At least that's how it would be if this was New Leaf. However, it is good that that is a thing for just here. So I did actually, since the stream cut off, I actually did watch the rest of this direct on my own. So I've seen the rest, unfortunately. It looks like for now the internet is still fine, so hopefully it stays that way. But this is right about where it started to cut, so I'm gonna actually turn this volume back up a little bit. Just a little bit. And just kind of talk over it. So the museum. Look at this museum, though. Look at this. In the first Animal Crossing, I believe, the museum was kind of like each exhibit, like there was the bones, there was the fish, and there was the bugs, and there was the art. They all kind of felt the same. I know they weren't exactly the same, but they all kind of felt like the same layout. Just kind of repeated, but with some different slight themings. This looks really good. This looks like a real museum. It has the little pathways. Like, oh, you want to go see the T-Rex 7? It's over there. You want to go see the, what was that recently found fossil in real life that was named after the two dudes' dogs? You want to see that thing? Just follow the purple path. So that's cool. The museum looks really good. Able Sisters looks nice. I like that this is here and that crafting isn't the only way to get furniture. Interesting that there is all your carpet and stuff is always in this cabinet here. I'm still wondering if Nook's Cranny will get upgrades or if it will just always be Nook's Cranny. I would assume it would get updates, right? Upgrades. Also, I love this dude's candy cane. I don't know if this is just like his candy cane or if this is an item, but I want it. I want 7 of them in real life and in the game. So, also, here, it's a lollipop. You're right. That's not a candy cane. I have the big dumb. I like that you can move shops. This is very nice. Very, very nice. I believe they said you can, decide where they go to begin with, but maybe you can change your mind later and be like, actually, I don't like this. Maybe I want to just move it just 1 square over so I can do this cool thing, right? Well, you can do that, it looks like. And that's where our good friend Belle will help us out. Harvey's here. Once again, we got good old Earthbound Hippie is back once again. Excellent. There are magic wands as well, which I don't know what this does, but you can kimono. Wow. We're actively accepting any traveling merchants who can offer rugs for your naked floors. So it appears that Joanne has died because I believe in like past Animal Crossing games, like Joanne was like this really like old character. So Joanne is fucking dead, and this is her successor, Daisy May. I don't know if that's the last name or if that is just like the whole name or like whole first name, like Daisy May. Very impressive turnip balancing here, though. The turnips aren't strapped down, only the plate is. So, that's interesting. Kix is here. It doesn't look like he's currently getting his own shop, but maybe he's just here temporarily. Here's where backpacks are. They still haven't really commented on what they do. I was expecting them to maybe say, oh, get a backpack to expand your inventory. Or maybe they did say that and I completely missed it. I'm not seeing it here, though.
host a variety of events for you to
Also, the context of this direct often keeps saying like, oh, and eventually we'll add, and I kept thinking that it was talking about like updates down the line, which, spoiler alert, there are updates down the line. But I believe in the context when they're saying eventually we'll add, I think they're just saying like as the island develops.
part in, such as fishing tourneys.
Yeah, so you get free updates.
At the our services.
What's interesting though is that they said that the first free update is going to have holidays. So it's weird. Not all the holidays are going to be in the game at the start. I mean, whatever gets the game out quicker, I suppose. But it is kind of slightly off-putting that they're not in the base game. I guess as long as like the major holidays are like in through updates before the actual like holiday hits, I guess it's fine. Like, I guess what it means is like the first year or however long they take to roll these out of updates, you know, you're not going to find people with furniture that's supposed to be exclusive to later in the year if they decide to time travel until, you know, everyone has hit that. And maybe that's why they're doing it that way, but it still does seem weird because I feel like if you want to do that, if time traveling is still in the game and you want to do that, you should be able to, in my professional opinion. But at least their updates are free. There was that one like leak. Well, I guess it was a leak, but it's done by Nintendo themselves. Like on the registration for the game, at one point it said there will be paid content potentially in this game. They didn't speak at all about paid DLC here, just the free stuff, which I imagine. I can actually imagine them adding paid DLC, maybe just custom furniture things or new furniture bundles, maybe. I'm not sure. Or clothes or something along those lines. I can see them doing that. Do I like that idea? Not really. But it's the age where, and I'm not saying this to be facetious or anything, but it is the age where that's just common practice. You know, does that excuse it? Not really. It's still kind of a shitty business tactic to be like, oh, we had this stuff planned for the game, but we're going to make you pay for it separately. Which, you know, good call to make the holidays. If they're not ready at launch, fine. Good call to make them free. I'm just hoping that if there is paid stuff, it's very, very just, you know, minimal stuff. Like, I don't want like whole ass like game modes or like new like buildings that can come to the island, like the Museum 2 that adds, you know, star constellations or something. I would not like for that to be paid DLC, but, you know, Nintendo will do what Nintendo wants. They don't seek Sir Surge's approval. Majora says amiibos are technically paid DLC. Yes, kind of. You're not wrong. Yes, but no. In this game, the amiibos, all they do are move in. Well, they bring to the campsite whichever animal you're scanning in, and for some reason, it also says, where was that at? That they talked about amiibos. Hang on, here it is.
Amiibo figures and amiibo cards from the Animal Crossing series.
So they'll move into the campsite, and then you can get them to move into your town, which is nice. She's holding a sandwich. Oh my god. Okay, so maybe when they're in the campground, they just have food. Do you get to use your Wolf Link amiibo? Potentially. In New Leaf, there were a few like instances of scanning in Zelda amiibo. I remember scanning Ganon, gave you Pig Ganon as a villager. I believe Wolf Link and Twilight Princess Link both scanned and gave you a Wolf Link villager. Now, they also stated, yeah. So they also stated that not all the amiibos that will be supported are immediately supported. They say that right here. Okay, here, listen.
We plan to support additional characters in the future. Do you?
Oh, that's all they had to say, is we plan to support additional characters in the future. It's hard to say if that means based off of your island progression, because they kind of go back and forth between talking in that context throughout this video, or if it means through an update down the line. But DJKK at this stage in the game cannot be contacted. I imagine KK Slider will be in the game. I'm not sure if we've seen him on any promotional artwork, but maybe he's not specifically DJ KK, and that's why he's not immediately available. Maybe he's just standard KK this time around again. We'll have to see.
Additional characters in the future.
Yeah, and they say they will support additional characters in the future. So
we plan to support it. Do you have any?
So it's not just KK, but I imagine other amiibos will eventually be supported as well. So if Ganon doesn't work right away, because that data is already there for New Leaf, I can almost guarantee that at some point all of those villagers will be back. So that would be there were Zelda ones. What else were there? There was like, you could get Ganon, you could get Wolf Link, you could get Epona, you could get Medley, I believe, from Wind Waker. There was like a whole bunch of Hello Kitty animals as well from like Japan exclusive amiibo cards or something like that. I don't remember. I want to say that there were more outside of just Zelda though, but I can't remember offhand whomst they are. Yeah, I'm too lazy to look it up too. So no save data cloud backup. This is a weird thing. So they say no save data cloud backup support.
What if I lose my save data?
But it
Animal
still
Crossing
gets backed
New
up?
Horizons does not support the save data cloud feature. However, we're planning to offer a service for recovering backed up save data from the server in certain circumstances, such as console damage or loss.
So what? I don't understand this. So their idea is, oh, don't use the save data cloud, but only if your Switch gets damaged, we will offer you your town back. So what happens? I mean, I get, but maybe not only if your Switch gets damaged, but they specifically say in certain circumstances. What are the circumstances that, like, oh, I don't have my save data, but they're like, nah, you can't, no. This scares me because, once again, going back to the includes in-game purchases leak, potentially that could be referring to this as well, guys. I would hate if Nintendo created this whole save data cloud backup service, which like less than half of their first party games even support, let's be honest. They created this whole ass service as part of the bread and butter of their online, shove it down your throat, hard pill to swallow. And then, Animal Crossing's like, yeah, but we don't get any of that money from that, so let's create our own thing that they have to pay. Another thing I don't like about New Horizons, you can only have one island per system, even if you're using a different user. I can understand that. Maybe part of the reason why they don't specifically offer the save data cloud backup is because if you have a second Switch, or maybe, like, by instance, Melvin has his own Switch, I have my own Switch, right? Melvin's account is also on my Switch because you can share accounts like that. So Melvin can be in my town if he's playing on my Switch, but he has to have his own town on his own Switch. It's just confusing. I don't necessarily love that idea either, but when you consider just how much is on one island, like, and how much you can do, it's fine. But yeah, it is, I'll admit, it's a little dated. There's a lot of quality of life improvements here to that mix up with the formula here. However, they're not everything that should have been updated is, which is unfortunate. But I do think this looks like it's going to be something that I sink into for a very long time. It might even get me to stop playing Fire Emblem, which would also encourage me to stream more. Because once again, if you didn't see, the real reason, other than, getting this trailer, which actually also took a lot of time, the real reason why I haven't been streaming is this.
Where do I start? Allow me to demonstrate. Leave my thoughts too slow. Get out of here. Repent from the grave.
Just
Down. Going for the kill.
I have to kill them all.
My blood compels me.
They will all suffer.
Making me work.
Every last one of them.
Out. We have this covered.
Let's bring them down.
No damage. So yeah, that's the real reason why I haven't actually been doing this. Am I going to ignore the fact that Doom Eternal comes out on the same day? As I mentioned earlier, no. I haven't played Doom 1 or Doom 2 or Doom 3 or Doom 64 or Doom 2016. So I've never played any Doom game. And if I want to play Doom Eternal, I feel like I should at least play the very original Doom and also Doom 2016. And then maybe I'll be good to go. What's this image I have saved to this scene? Excellent. Never mind. Didn't need to know that. My favorite part about Doom coming out on the same day is that when Nintendo announced this direct, Doom tweeted at Nintendo and asked if Isabelle will be here. And luckily, Doom guy, she is. She's here. What else can I say? House designs looks like they've taken a few pages from or designing the interior of your house looks like they've taken a few pages from what was that? Happy Home Designer? Is that the 3DS, the other 3DS Animal Crossing game? Here. I wanted to show this part on stream.
We want our residents to create a
So
one-of-a-kind
watch this
island
if you didn't
that
get to
they're
see it
proud to call
earlier.
their home. To help you develop
Not specifically the
this
latter,
place
even though
and
that is
realize your
cool.
creative vision, we're able to offer you a range of additional services.
Okay.
These include
So,
ways to help you and your fellow
of course,
residents.
you have the bridges. It's nice. It looks like they ditched the thing from New Leaf where you just have to randomly be suggested to have the bridge as like a project works. I hated that. There was always like a specific kind of bridge. I don't remember which one, but there was always one in New Leaf that I wanted. But I could never get because it was just random chance if the villagers would suggest it.
From point
But
A,
what it looks like is it's all here from the start, or at least there's a wider variety than what New Leaf started you with, which was 2. As well as ramps. There's ramps here as well. So
to point B.
if you don't want...
By build
I can't tell if there are like natural dirt ramps up there, so maybe the only way up there is by building these.
Building bridges and slopes, you'll be able to comfortably walk around the island
But yeah, you
without
get to
relying on handmade tools
place them
like
wherever you
vaulting
want,
poles and
which
ladders.
is once again very nice.
And
Hang on, did this villager change to a different villager? This appears to be this. Okay, no, they just completely changed the design. They have sunglasses in this shot, but in this shot, they're just, casual wear.
vaulting poles and ladders.
And they have a popsicle.
And
Delicious.
once the island is fully decked out, we will provide you with a permit.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. So this is where you go to do your paths.
In addition, on the terrain itself,
But you can also... I made a joke while I was live reacting. I said, wow, this game looks like Minecraft. And then like 10 minutes later...
including rivers
You can, though.
and cliffs.
Oh, I think that's the golden shovel that they're holding there. Or it's just a nice looking shovel.
With your very own infrastructure.
So yeah, you don't
and
even need the
construction
pole vault
permits,
if
you can
it's
flex your creative
just a few
muscle across the
blocks
island.
wide of a river.
Make the most of them to make your island your dream home.
I'm going to build my house. So here's my plan. I'm going to have a moat around my castle, and then I'm going to make the rest of the island water. But everyone's just gonna have their houses on islands, and you'll have to get across by bridges. It's going to be Super Island 2. It's gonna be great. Maybe.
offers you a
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at the interior of this house in this one shot. Like, look at this. I love that you can do the half increments, because that means you can just fit so much more furniture in there. And I mean, I never got every furniture piece, obviously, but these screens I recognize. This fountain, I believe, is also old, but I think this might be a new furniture piece, so it's good that we have new stuff.
The choice
Fossils
is yours.
outside is also nice. And once again,
What kind of life do you
Minecraft.
want to live?
There's a hidden beach back there, which is important for me because that's where all the bodies, buried fossils will go. Yeah, if you find a skeleton, don't worry, it's dinosaurs, not a villager. It's definitely not gonna be, a villager that just like gave me too much sass. Apparently there's also some cross compatibility with the mobile game. I never even touched the Animal Crossing mobile game. Part of me is ashamed to not have even tried it because I really do like Animal Crossing a lot. But then the other part of me is like, Like, once again, I just don't really use my phone, which is part of the reason why I don't feel it necessary to buy a new phone. Like, I just use my phone for texting and occasionally retweeting a meme on Twitter. But that's that. I think I'm all chatted out here with the direct. So my concerns, once again, let's re-go over my concerns, since this has mostly been positive, which is still true. I really do feel like I really want to play this. This looks great. But my concerns are as follows. Hopefully the mobile app isn't too intrusive, and there isn't, and the chat isn't exclusive to that. If it is, that's no bueno, but I guess I'll get over it eventually. What are my other concerns? I guess I can agree with Majora when he says he doesn't like the one island per system. I guess in that respect, the one island per system, even when you're selecting a different user, is weird. Like, that's probably why, or part of why, the save data cloud isn't supported. Because I guess it must be just a storage thing. Like, the Switch doesn't have enough storage to have as many things as what the island can potentially hold. An empty island is barren, but it looks like a fully an island that you've spent years creating. Looks like it's gonna actually be able to hold a lot, and I could imagine that gets pretty hard on your data that you have on your Switch, especially if you don't have a memory upgrade. So unfortunate, but I guess it's just limitations of the Switch. I will say I'm really excited to have another home console Animal Crossing. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Animal Crossing is better on the go, which luckily for everyone, the Switch is also portable. Some people won't even have it as a home console game if they have the Switch Lite. But it's just nice to, 'cause I'll be honest, I never really played it portable that much. Sometimes I would play it when I'm on holiday, but it's a good relaxing game. So in that respect, I do feel it is a great mobile game. However, 80 to 90% of my playtime in Animal Crossing is always going to be at home, and that's just any video game really. So it's just nice to have something that I can play on a TV, and look good. Not that New Leaf. Well, hang on. I wish I could rewind to that exact frame that I happened to click on, but look at him. He's got a little can of Sprite or something. Look at that. Wow. Crazy. Okay, but yeah. So that's that. That is Animal Crossing. It looks good. I think those are my only two offhand complaints. I mean, obviously I'll have to play the game to really give a genuine thing that I can be quote unquote upset about. It's kind of silly saying that I would, willingly be upset about a video game, but whatever. So here's my thing. I'm gonna go AFK real quick, and then maybe I'll be back to show you guys a little something. Another reason. So there were actually two reasons. I lied. There are two reasons why I haven't been streaming as much. One being Fire Emblem. Actually, three reasons. Two being getting this new place. But three is, well, what I'm about to show you up next. So with that cliffhanger, why don't you enjoy some Fire Emblem Three Houses music, since it's so freaking good. We're going to listen to Chasing Daybreak from Three Houses.